Yo, it's your boy Gilman Kidscape back at you with another one for Tuesday night to talk about some sports, man. Holy crap. The Julius Randle mania is going crazy. I've heard some of the most interesting takes out there in Nickland. Your boy Julius Randle. MVP talk, I mean, that stuff is actually reasonable, but, early this season, now he's going to be compared to guys who have been doing it for the past several years now. So we're going to get to it. I sent a link to Sim. You might be a little bit late. But salute to everybody in the chat, man. This will be a chat tonight. No film review, no boring film review. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got Chef Curry. Randle isn't a top 10 player. Yeah, I don't think he is. I'm just asking a question, sir. Mixed sports. Now, I think Drew's a top 30, 25 player in the league right now, but we continue to play maybe top 10 in the league. I don't disagree. Mike Morgan, salute, man. Julie Trent, salute. Joe Madden, definitely. Not top 10. Definitely not. Not now. I mean, for a first half. There are guys that have had first halves that they probably never replicated after. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be – me trying to tell Knicks fans to be humble. How could I? Believer God and Moses Elijah, salute, man. Stephen Fox, salute, man. John Talento, salute, man. Randall's numbers are going crazy after last night. Yeah, I hope so. I voted today. Voted today versus yesterday. I probably missed maybe 1 or 2 days of voting. But I try to vote for Julius Randle every day. I get online and I mean, if I look up anything sports, I try to always vote for him. Definitely want him in the All-Star game. Was good. Salute to Stephen Fox, salute to John Talento, man. Yeah, we in here tonight, man. I'm just gonna kick it off, man. Julius Randle's definitely not it's not a top 10 player yet. Julius Randle, I'll give it to him. He's definitely taken to what Coach Tom Thibodeau has been teaching him. When you look on the surface of it, yes, his career has shown a steady incline, regarding especially his offensive numbers. I remember the year, was this like his third year with the Lakers? Was it last year where he started being aggressive at driving through the middle of defenses from the foul line? I think that was the same year he got into that whole fixing his body regimen thing where he bulked up. Oh, we got Simeon Russell. And by the way, we're introducing Simeon Russell, you know what I mean? He ganged up on me on the show. So now we have him here. We have him here in the lair. They can't hear you, Simeon. They can't hear you, Simeon. We have him now in the lair. You know what I mean? So we can put him on the spot. I'm only joking, by the way, before anybody gets mad.
You said I ganged up on you?
He didn't. Not even closer, but salute, Simeon. Salute. Because we asked for the base. I don't want to take away guys we haven't seen already. Simeon was on today at 3:30. 3:30.
It's about 3:30.
3:30. So guys, please check it out. It was a spirited debate. Please go check it out on NBK if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Go watch a really good discussion today. They talked about Julius Randle, whether he was I believe MVP.
No, not an MVP.
We didn't talk about his MVP.
No. we said was he a potential franchise player?
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologies. Potential franchise player. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Conflated the two. Sorry. Potential franchise player. I think we all agreed to pick up the option. Some people, he had some spirited callers calling in talking about, got to pay him now and all this stuff. I'm like,
my man said we got to pay him.
I'm just saying you have. I get it. Here's one thing, right? Because 2023 is going to be a weak free agency year. But here's one thing: the Knicks have cap space. I think they will give him a nice deal. I think they'll take care of him, and to take him away from that coach, who I think has had a major part in his. In my sense, I say his revolution or transformation. Sim says is an evolution of his game, but either way, he's had an impact on his game this year. I just don't think that he will go unless the Knicks try to lowball him with something absurd. And given that we're not the biggest attraction, despite the city, it wouldn't make. I just don't see the Knicks small changing him. Sorry, you want to say something?
No, I was just saying me either. I don't see it either. I mean, I don't think that they do an extension before they pick up the option.
Right.
I think they pick up. I mean, that's the only smart thing to do. Pick up his option for $19 million and then do an extension afterwards after the option.
Right. And by the way, according to Clutch Points, I got this funny article, but according to Stephen Popper, he was asked if he's playing the best in his career. He said I just feel my game is at a level it hasn't been before. Mentally, I'm at a level where I haven't been before. Now, I want to ask you this question. How much of that do you attribute to Tom Thibodeau? If you have to do 0% to 100%, how much do you attribute that to Tom Thibodeau? How much do you attribute that to Julius Randle, the individual?
I think it's about 25% Tom Thibodeau and 75% Julius Randle. Yep. I mean,
you don't even believe that.
Listen. I mean, if you read the article with his trainer, he said Tom Thibodeau called him and said, "This is what I want to use you. This is how I want to use you." Mm-hmm. And from there, every single day for these 9 months, he went out, got his body right, ran every single day, whether or not he wanted to run or didn't want to run. His trainer said he got in shape. He is I don't know about now, but was in superior shape because Julius Randle was working out 3 times a day, right? Endurance in the morning, weights, and then basketball skills in the evening. To me, that's him getting better. And then he comes into camp, and Tom Thibodeau has the schemes and he's got the right schemes. So I'm going to put you in this place, that place. You hear Julius Randle say, every game we're prepared like it's a playoff game. He has that part, but he had to come in camp in shape. He had to work on it. I mean, Tom Thibodeau can't make him shoot 81% from the free throw line now.
That's true, but
Tom Thibodeau can't make him shoot 40% from 3. That comes from work.
I agree 1,000% with that. But when you have a new regime and a new coach who has cachet, and they didn't draft you, you're not their guy. You kind of have that, I won't say target, but you're kind of put on a spot to say, hey, you either improve or you get out. And I know people looked at his stats last year. In my opinion, I still don't think it was. I think they're just my opinion. I'm not going to get into the whole, but I do think there was some empty stats to a lot of his game last year. And I think that he took it upon himself to say, hey, I'm not that guy for this. Or, Tom Thibodeau, they could get rid of me. They can move on from me. I have an option this year. And I think that Tom Thibodeau and the Leon Rose combination of just a totally new regime kind of put the energy in his battery. Because, again, a lot of things we've seen from Julius Randle, and granted, you point this out, if you guys haven't seen it, Simmer Russell did a video at the end of last season, talking about how Julius Randle, basically the teammates sucked around him, that he did have the ability to do it. But, even with the ability, you saw the ability, but there are a lot of selfish plays on his part. And not to say that, he was stopping, like the Knicks would have done so much more better, but it's like, you got to make the basketball decision, 9 times out of 10, unless you're that talented of a player that you could change the probability. You change the numbers because you're that good, and you make yourself a part of probability. Julius Randle wasn't that. Spin moving, all that stuff. He's not John Morant or something. It's like, right. You got to make the right basketball play. So I'm just saying, I think that it could be 50-50. Obviously, Tom Thibodeau's not in his body doing that. That's all Julius Randle. But I think that the fear of, I'm at a weird crossroads where I am a young player, but I'm falling somewhat into that. He's talented, but everywhere he goes, they're not winning, or they're not really winning because of him, kind of thing. But he's putting up numbers. So, like, why is it so? So, that's why I'm not killing him.
I look at him and I see, to me, and I've said this all along, before the season started, even, that the blip that you're seeing last year, and it really isn't much of a blip, but each year, he's gotten better and better and better. So he's always been ascending. Obviously there's going to come a point when he stops ascending, but he's been ascending since he came into the league. That's the reason why the Knicks gave him that contract. But last year was the first time that he had to kind of try to be the leader of a team, and he didn't know what he was doing. So there's a learning curve to that as well.
So you don't give any of that. Not say you don't give any. You did. You don't think that has to do with – because, again, Fizzo tried to make him the point forward, and Fizzo's just not the teacher that Tom Thibodeau is. Tom Thibodeau got him to be a point forward like a mother. All his assist numbers, secondary potential, regular assists, all up. Not exponential, but big time. He's almost double the assists. I don't know if he even has 6 assists anymore. He's probably averaging
He's
more.
at 5 point something. He's at 5 point something assists, right?
5.6. But he was, yeah, I mean, he's hovering around 6, whatever. And so even just that, and there, I mean, sometimes he's a selfless pass. I mean, there was a few games ago, he gave up a pass to, was it Bullock or Burks? I think it was Burks, and he missed the 3-pointer, but Burks was more covered than he was. Julius Randle was open in the corner. And granted, I mean, you could be selfish in that play. Obviously, you have the ability to shoot.
Right, but even that, because I've seen him do that, even that is him learning, right? He's still learning how to be in that role. And I think last year was a big learning curve for him, and he had to deal with some things that he hadn't dealt with before, right? And, he took it upon himself, I think, to watch video, watch film, see what he had to do. Obviously, Tom Thibodeau is going to put him in the right spots or try to put him in the right spots and stuff like that. But even some of the things that he's dealing with this year, he's still learning certain stuff, right? You see sometimes not sure or understanding when I got to pass it, when I got to shoot it, how to get my shot in a clutch situation, but still keep it within the offense. I mean, certain things that he's still learning. And that's why players, a lot of times, if you look at that age where you say, when is a guy into their prime, is around that 28, because, you got your physical abilities, and then now you reach this area where your physical abilities and the mental part of the game match up. And hopefully, for those 4 years, about 4 years, 28 to 32, you're able to, be at the top of your game. So he's still learning the basketball game and learning how to be that kind of player.
See, I slightly disagree. I think he retracted. I think like last year, because he felt he had the freedom. I mean, I think that was no, he signed with the Pelicans, opted out. I think he kind of felt like, I have freedom. I am the guy. And we talked about this, right? The contract could have gone to his head to say, not say it was a large contract, but relative to everybody else on the team, I am the guy on his team. Everybody needs to fall in line with me, because if you look at how he played with the Pelicans, he averaged more points, the same amount of assists with the Pelicans. And he took more of that leadership role once AD went out. Because remember, AD went out, was it? AD went out, I want to say early. I think early second half. And he was tasked with being that point forward. And he ran the point forward. Obviously not as many assists, but he ran the point forward with only really a Drew Holiday. He didn't really have anybody else. He had like Frank Jackson and not Diallo, the one from OKC, another Diallo, forward, kind of tall guy, runs it. It had no one really. And he took more of that leadership role, right? You could even argue this Knicks team was better just talent-wise, and I don't think this Knicks team is that talented. You can take out Quickly and Obi. This team was more talented than that Pelicans team collectively when AD went down. So again, with Julius Randle, I think that sometimes it comes with a coach. You have to have a coach that's I don't want to say disciplinarian, but that has that cachet, that has that credit that these younger players will fall in line with. And then you have the GM, and they're all aligned like, we're a new regime. So if you don't perform and you have a team option, we're not married to you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that plays a big part in it. To me, 25% is a big part, because I think for most players, what they do and what they accomplish. I always tell my players, no coach is going to get you anywhere. A coach is just a resource. You get yourself to where you get to. I'm your coach. I can't get you anywhere. I can't get you a scholarship. I can't make you this player, that player. I'm just a resource. You got to do the work. I can tell you everything. I can give you the best scouting report in the world. But if you don't go out there and execute it, there's nothing I can do about it.
But you also did say guys coming in with a lack of coaching, lack of discipline, obviously because of the whole college, and then obviously how AAU kind of just doesn't really prepare a lot of these kids. And the fact, spending 1 year in college for the most part, maybe 2. But again, I just Tom Thibodeau, and actually I like the fact I like this because I remember we talked about this with the Heat. I want the balance of coaching to come back to the NBA, where not say the players shouldn't get paid. I want them to get paid, but I don't want the players running. I don't need Kyrie to try to sit here and philosophize like why, so I should. You're not a coach, bro. Like somebody that's not on the floor that can see things from a different level, who has some experience. Granted, not all coaches are good, but I like the fact that Tom Thibodeau is kind of helping to bring back that balance between coaching and players. Because again, this Knicks team, just in my opinion, is not the most talented. but they are overachieving right now because of it. So,
and just one little thing with that Brooklyn team, and I know we're not talking about the Nets, but even with Kyrie and James Harden, they say that Kyrie went to James Harden and said, "You're the point guard. I'm gonna be the shooting guard." And he's like, "Okay, cool," and then they just go out there, and that still, to me, undermines coaching. That undermines coaching, right? Because if the coach is like, "No, I want Kyrie to be my point guard. I want Kyrie to do this and that and this and that," and they're like, "No, we want James Harden to be the point guard." You know what I mean? If you're the players, and maybe they're just putting it out there like this. They could have spoke to Steve Nash or whoever they need to talk to. Mm-hmm. Who knows? And they're just putting it out there. But to me, it's like, if I'm like, hey, how would you feel about running the point guard, blah, blah, blah. Then you go to the coach and say, hey, coach, we got this idea, da-da-da. Do you sign off on it? And it's got to be the coach's, final decision. And it could have went that way. Obviously, it's not out there like that. They're just saying that they decided that James Harden's going to be the point guard. And it might be a good decision, you know what I'm saying, because Kyrie wants to shoot the ball. So
now he wants to shoot. Didn't he complain that he wanted to be the point guard with LeBron James? That guy, man, holy crap. Lord.
Kyrie is a piece of work, bro.
Thank God we didn't get that guy.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I can't stand that dude, man. He is one of the most annoying. But we're going to get to this, man. So, Sim, let me ask you this. Where do you rank Julius Randle right now regarding the top players in the NBA?
I have no idea where I rank them.
I was going to name a few players, and I want you to give your honest assessment where Julius Randle lands. And it's not to issue on Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle is definitely a much improved player, solid player. And Anthony Dunbar said, I don't like Julius Randle. I don't have anything against Julius Randle. I like his game. Beginning of the season when he was actually playing, I gave him credit, the first maybe 4 or 5 games to say, yo, this guy's playing like a legit point forward. Give him credit. And when people salute to my guy, Joe Madden was still killing him. I was like, nah, he's actually playing good. You got to pick up the option. Guys, my opinion can change. I'm not infallible, man. But let me start with this. Obviously, is he better than LeBron James right now?
No. I mean,
yeah.
It's still not a lot of players in the league better than LeBron James.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Right. I'm just going through a list. Yeah. So please, guys, don't get mad. It is what it is. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No. Shoot the three better than him, but he's not a better player than him.
That is true. He does definitely shoot a three better. By the way, Julius Randle's defense, the team is actually doing better with him on the court than him off the court this year. So definitely give him credit for that. Kawhi Leonard.
No.
Hey, yo, I'm just saying. You don't read your chat like that. You have people in there talking about these topics. I'm like, yo, guys, I like Julius Randle. Please don't do this. Because Kawhi Leonard is an alien. Don't. Suit to Alonzo Johnson, thank you for the super chat. It says Suit to Legion in the chat. NBA is rigged. If Randle isn't an all-star, I love the channel fan. Well, put it like this. I mean, it's a popularity contest, right? So unfortunately, the Knicks, we've been a laughingstock. And even though I don't watch them, I guess now ESPN is now praising us, so maybe that helps. But Julius Randle doesn't have this overly, explosive, exciting game. So, it might be a little bit hard for the non-Knick casual fans to really get into him. But I vote for him almost every day that I can. So.
I mean, but once it gets past the fan voting, it's going to be on the coaches.
The coaches, right? But you got.
It's a lot of players. It's a lot of players in the conversation, so it's not going to be easy.
Embiid and Antetokounmpo. Embiid's having a ridiculous year this year. And Antetokounmpo.
I mean, you figure Joel Embiid and Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant, they're going to be the starting front line, right? They're going to be the starting front line, and then you got 2 guards, whoever they're going to be, and then you got 7 other players. So, and that's not 7 other forwards. That's just 7 other players in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
So that's what's going to be. That's what's going to be. It makes it tough because there's a lot of players. I don't know why they don't expand it to 15 players. Your rosters have 15 players. Your general NBA rosters have 15 players. Why not 15 players on the All-Star team? But as a whole,
I ain't gonna lie, man. Him being on the All-Star team, he's gonna take some ugly shots. I don't mind it. Have fun. I don't give a damn. But Julius Randle does not have the most prettiest. I like he's one of these guys. He has an effective ugly game.
It's like Patrick Ewing being on the All-Star team. Patrick Ewing was never going to win MVP. He wasn't going to have great games. You know what I'm saying? Like, he couldn't dribble the ball up and do this and do that. It wasn't,
All right. You know what I mean? I want to see Jordan and freaking Shaq go. Like, I want to see this, this as much as I love Patrick Ewing with the two knee pads, it wasn't a sexy game for the All-Star game.
Right.
Hey, I'm happy he made it. Stephen Curry. Come on.
I mean, that's hard. I mean, because there's the first three players you mentioned are small forwards and power forwards. So how do you compare the two? But I guess if you're doing top 10, no. But I'm just saying,
okay. Let me try this. Let me try top 10 forwards then. Hold on.
I mean, if you're doing top 10 players, then no. But just looking at,
All right, we'll do top 10 forwards. That's fair enough.
But I mean, you can do top 10 players. He's clearly not in the top 10 in the NBA.
Oh, okay. All right.
In the league. He's not in the top 10.
See, this is what you do, Tim. When your chat goes crazy, you sit back and allow the chaos. And then now you want to be
all I did is ask a question because I don't think a franchise player has to be your top 10 in the NBA.
Oh, no, fair enough. I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. But top forwards, okay, let me start with top forwards and just to be fair. And some of these names, okay, some of these guys he might be. All right, LeBron James already said, Kawhi Leonard, we already said Giannis. They put him as a center on this list.
A center?
I don't know. This list is weird. Bleacher Report. I say. Hold on. Bleacher Report obviously doesn't. Google search just. All right, he's definitely gonna beat these ones. This is 2019, 2020 top 10, and this list is not even good because they have Blake Griffin still on here. But I'll name some guys, man. All right, obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis. Come on.
No.
Come on. They have Blake Griffin. Obviously, he's better than Blake Griffin. I'm not even gonna ask that one. Draymond Green.
That's a good one. I think so. If you switch out now, here's the hard thing: if you put Julius Randle with Draymond with Golden State, it doesn't have the same effect. But if you bring Draymond Green here, I don't think he does the same thing. I don't think he does what Julius Randle is doing for this team. He might get more assists. I don't think he's scoring 20 right now. Julius Randle's averaging over the last 10 games almost 25. I don't think he's doing that.
Fair enough. When Draymond Green had a not so talented team last year, his impact was nowhere near the same as it was with the and you already have the defense, and granted we mix and Mitch, but obviously when you're healthy, because your boy Draymond can also defend guards and smaller players.
Yeah, it's a little weird though. But I think he's better than Draymond. But I don't think if he would have played with Golden State, with Steph Curry and Clay and them, he doesn't do what Draymond does because he's a different kind of player. But Draymond doesn't come here and average 22, 23, and 11, I don't think.
And Mr. Chef Curry, I'm assuming he's a Warriors fan, is saying I might have to go Draymond. Of course, because you're you're Warriors fan. You can't act like this is a hard question for you, of course.
Right.
But Draymond defensively is a ridiculous, when healthy, is a ridiculous impact player. This list sucks, man. This is like an old list, man. Holy crap. They got freaking Al Horford. I'm not even going to ask that. Pascal Siakam.
Right now, yeah, I think he's better than Pascal Siakam. I do. I think his offensive game is better than Pascal's. Yeah, I think he's better than Pascal.
But Pascal Siakam, now last year, he kind of got exposed with the in the playoffs. He wasn't a primary scorer. All right, yeah, I'll give it to Randle over Pascal for right now. Now this is an interesting one because I guess they put him at the 4. It's an interesting one now. Then I'm gonna go to finish up on others, but I'm gonna ask you this one: Jason Tatum. That was brought on by Mr. Kevin, Cornerstone Kevin, who sat there.
No, he's not better than Jason Tatum.
I can't remember, but
I don't think he's better than Jason Tatum.
Okay. So why?
No.
This guy Sim, I swear on my life.
What?
Sim just allows chaos.
I didn't allow chaos. The question. I don't think the question was, well, at least for me, was if he's better than Jason Tatum. I don't know if he's. I mean, Jason Tatum is good. I like Jason Tatum a lot. But if you look at Boston Celtics right now, and from the time that he's come in, their record has declined ever since he's been on that team. Even though he's putting up numbers.
Yeah, but they went. I mean, they went to the ECF last year, right?
I mean, they did.
And he's
but,
one of the two ways in the league.
We'll see what they do and how they fare this season. If they continue to be where they are, they're not going to be as good as you would expect. We'll see if they get better. But their production as a team has declined each season since he's been on that team. And I'm not saying that's due to him at all. That's not due to him at all.
Right. And the funny thing is, Sim think he's slick. Sim definitely researches because he knew I was going to ask this. So he researches and makes
research what?
Research what? He looked it up before the show started. So
that's what you do, man. Listen, check it out. So the Celtics, because we were talking about, if Jason Tatum came into a team that was not good, say he came to the Knicks, he might have been putting up 25 points and 7 assists, but the team might not still have been winning, and people would say, oh, this guy's putting up empty stats.
We literally sit here. Now, you could have that. You could say that projection, but on the same side, we've complained about not having that wing player. And I think he could also flip it around and be your Zach LaVine with defense and probably more because I think he's a better closer. It's like sometimes he's a little bit trigger happy, but you could literally have that dynamic wing lead a team like the Knicks. Obviously, you could put it here and there, and even a Julius Randle.
But let me ask you: would he have done it in 1 year? Would he have done it the first year that he got to that team?
If he got drafted or just traded, as in like that's his first year in the NBA, or he got traded from some place.
I mean, like say right now.
Right now, if he got traded, no, he's doing that. Yes. So, and just because he comes to, so if he came to last year's Knicks team, they're a playoff team already. It wouldn't take a year or two for them to get there. If he came to last year's playoff team with.
No, if he came to last year's Knicks team.
I'm sorry, last year's Knicks team, would it be a playoff team? I might argue yes.
I don't know.
A player like that. I mean, if you look at all his advanced metrics on defense, and some people might say he's overrated. I think there are parts of him. The media sometimes hype up a little bit. Yes, he's playing with a guy like Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum I think he's a special player. And on both ends of the floor. Not saying he's the best defensive forward, but you give me a two-way player who can close, who's that dynamic of a player, and is also moderate his game because that second year you learn with Kobe, rest in peace. But you can tell you try to be a little bit more Mamba. Even the playoffs last year, you try to be a little bit more Mamba, but Jason Tatum is a high-level two-way impact player. I think if he is. I don't know. I have no doubt that he would eventually take the team to the playoffs. I don't think it would happen in 1 year because you got to have time. You got to have the right coaching. Mm-hmm.
You get like we talked about, right? You got to have players. I don't think he does it in just 1 year. I think it would take time. It might take a year, 2 years. I mean, you look at last year, it was just a mess. You know what I mean? A lot of it was due to Fizdale.
If you said drafted, sir, I would agree with you. But traded here now?
No, I'm not talking about right now with this team. I'm talking about last year without Julius Randle. Without Julius Randle, with just Jason Tatum, with that team, no Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that team and the same coaching, all of that. I don't know if that team goes to the playoffs just because he's on it.
I think they.
I think they.
To your point, see how it comes full circle.
What?
To your point, Sim. Your boy Julius Randle, who's showing, you say you're showing this stuff last year. He would defer to a guy like Jason Tatum.
But he wouldn't have been on the team.
You said last year though.
No, what I'm saying is if Jason Tatum was on last year's team, no Julius Randle. Julius Randle's not on the team. Just Jason Tatum.
I apologize big time. I'm sorry.
Like basically, Jason Tatum instead of Julius Randle, right? Say they traded or they signed Jason Tatum. He's on that team. I don't think that team goes to the playoffs.
All right, my bad.
Jason Tatum.
Elfrid Payton, RJ, Ricky RJ, Jason Tatum. Who else was on that team? Mitch.
Mitch.
Was Elfrid Payton a starting point? Who's the point guard? Like, was this Elfrid Payton still starting? Holy crap!
No, it was a Pope because at the beginning of the season, Elfrid Payton was hurt, so it was DSJ and then Frank.
Oh, okay. You won. All right. You got it.
So, right. So they probably don't go to the playoffs. But then this year, they might be in a running to go to the playoffs.
They would. With Julius Randle, assuming,
even without Julius Randle, if it was just Jason Tatum and they got better coaching, this and that, they might be in a run to go to the playoffs.
Jason Tatum, Elfrid, RJ Barrett, Mitch, Bullock, RJ back. I mean, better coach. Obviously, the defense would be good. But then you wouldn't have a Jaylen Brown. RJ is not at that level yet at all. Jaylen Brown is highly efficient.
Jaylen Brown is good, man.
He's good, and he doesn't even take enough shots. To tell you the truth. He actually defers a little bit too much, but I don't know because.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying, if you take Jason Tatum and put him on last year's team with the way it was constructed with no Julius Randle and they don't make the playoffs, and then this year you get Thibodeau and this and that, and they're in the running to make the playoffs, what makes it so different from Julius Randle? Same exact thing. Last year he was on that team, no playoffs. You get here this year, at least now they're in the running. We'll see if they make the playoffs.
It's weird because I feel like if you have a high-level passing big who can like do everything, you can coach that up to have more impact on your team than but I don't know. It's tough because I think it's tough. A passing big who could score just causes more matchup issues than unless you have a Kawhi or a LeBron who's just that high level forward. Even if you have a two-way play like Jason Tatum. But I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
But now, if you would have had Jason Tatum and Julius Randle last year, they clearly would have went to the playoffs.
Yeah, Julius Randle had somebody to defer to easily. That would have been nice. That would have been. Yeah, I would love to have Jason Tatum. Well, fit perfectly on this team right now, but obviously that's not going to happen. I wouldn't want it because I don't want Thibodeau here. That's the same thing with John Moran. It's like, yeah, that's true. I didn't want Thibodeau here. John Moran probably would have saved his job. That's true. So, right. Another one, Domantas Sabonis. That's a tough one because Domantas Sabonis is good. He's good. He's good. It's hard to say, but he's really good, man. He's a killer in the post. He can shoot the three. He rebounds the basketball. He's really good. I maybe even. Maybe even. I think Julius Randle. I think he can. Domantas Sabonis can go 1-on-1 too. I think about even. He's good. He's really good. Domantas Sabonis in what his third year. Also because he has his father. Because he works out with his father. Which, if anybody doesn't know, Arvydas Sabonis is one of the best international players of all time. Was an absolute beast. Obviously came to NBA a little bit too late. But even when he came here, he had those what do they call them, the Jailblazers, Bonzi, Wallace. Talented team. They got to play. Just talented, but just undisciplined team. Arvydas Sabonis is a beast, but Sabonis was showing that he was showing glimpses in like his second year. So I don't know. Well, so was Randle. I mean, they got that. They have about from the time that they started playing in the NBA. Sabonis is about 2 years younger than Randle. Sabonis by his second year was giving you 11.6. Randle was giving you. Let me see. I wish I could shit. Randle's second year is kind of his first year. Okay. All right. Fair enough. A little bit. Because, he only played one game. Right. Let me see. A game started at 19, and he I think got injured his third. Still put up 14. Then last year, then this year obviously he's turned to a beast. That could be a wash. That could be a wash between the two. I'll give you that.
It kind of.
What about this one? Even though you could call him this Bam Adebayo. Yeah, look at don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, the only reason why I would have to give it to him is because he's been more productive. He's been productive on a better team that went to the NBA Finals. So
if you put Bam on this team, are they trending the same way like they are now? Better, worse, same?
If you put him on a team without Julius Randle?
Yeah, if you switch Julius Randle with Bam.
Yeah, probably. I would think about the same. He's a lot younger. Well, not a lot younger, but he's younger than Julius Randle.
Bam is a way better defender than your boy Julius. Now they say he can't score, right? He's averaging 20. More of a mid-range game. Randle can shoot the three better. Passing wise, I might give it to Randle because they have a cheat code with Duncan Robinson with the little handoffs, but Bam Adebayo is like literally one of the best so-called defensive forwards in the game. And although Julius Randle's defense has improved, I mean, you give me the same type of offense somewhat and better defense. I don't know. I might have to take Bam.
No. That's a close one. That's a close one.
Is better than bamboozled.
I mean, I only give it to him because he's been productive like that on the NBA Finals team. Right.
I just hope if we get to the playoffs, Randle better not be a bum in the playoffs.
Yeah, he better step up big time. But I'm gonna tell you, in the playoffs, it's definitely gonna be tougher for him. Yeah. Right, day in and day out, because the teams are going to be, you're not just scheming for one game. You're going, how has he fared? I never really paid attention to it on like when we play teams twice. What's he done in that second game?
Let me see. Hold up. I'll go to the game log. So, well, every game, he's been fairly solid. I remember let me go to game logs. I remember the Jazz game. He wasn't was the Jazz game wasn't official. All right, so let me see the first game, second games. Let me see if I can share the screen so you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys have these stupid names, man. Holy crap. Game log. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me just filters by opponent. So Atlanta. All right, this one, obviously did way better in the second game.
But that wasn't
one that we lost. I'm sorry.
But that wasn't even like back to back. Like we played Chicago
back to back.
23
in the loss, 27 in the second. Shot better from three. Shot better from the field. I'm sorry, Charlotte. I was looking at. Still shot better from the field. Shot better from three. Less rebounds, less assists. So then, who else we played? Cleveland.
We played Cleveland back to back like that.
Yep, 28 in the first one. Oh, no, the second game, excuse me. And then, not back to. I'm sorry, I keep screwing up. So not back to.
I guess the only other one is Miami, right?
Yeah, Miami's the other one. My bad. Hold up. Everybody sees MIA. All right, MIA. Yeah, 26 in the first game. He had 12. Sorry, holy crap. Hold up. Yeah, he had 26 first game, 12 in the second game. He didn't do too good in the second game. I'm trying to remember why he didn't do so good in the second game. That was when he took the final shot the final shot. What happened that game?
I don't know. I don't know if he was just missing or if they were forcing him to.
Yeah, so he's definitely. In the playoffs, it's gonna be a lot tougher for him. They're probably not gonna cause many of those foul calls, even though I think he's done a better job this year. But yeah, again, what are we right now? 6 seed. So we playing the Nets.
Yeah, if we stayed there, that's that. If we stayed there, that'd be a tough one playing the Nets.
Oh,
You know, I,
yeah.
that'd be a tough one playing the Nets. You know,
I
but the thing is, it's possible if Indiana stays with doing what they're doing, it's possible to move up to the 6th seed if we continue to win. I mean, this looks like it's going to be tight. At least up to Indiana or up to that 5th seed, it looks like it's going to be tight like this all season. Boston could, finally get it together and start winning some games and build some separation. But I don't think Indiana is going to build some separation this season. Not without, they lost Karis LeVert, who they thought he was going to come in and take over that Victor Oladipo spot, and he probably would have. Like, he was probably just waiting for his chance to, kind of come out. But, now that he's out for the season, I don't see them, unless they make a move somewhere, I don't see them building any separation. So I think the Knicks will be right there with them. And if they can stay around this 500, they'll have a chance to get that 5th seed. You get the 5th seed and you play Boston. You have a chance of beating Boston in the first round. Not if they get Andre Drummond. They're going to be,
that is scary.
Yeah.
If they get Andre Drummond, now they have. Wow.
That'd be scary. If they get Andre Drummond.
This is terrible. By the way, Mitchell Robinson had a successful surgery, but he's out indefinitely as they reevaluate his hand after the All-Star break. So if Robinson is out for an extended period of time, how long can the Knicks hold this patchwork front court together?
I don't like it.
It's crazy, man. I'll even say this. Look, I said Mitch Robinson. There were some parts that he's definitely developed more minutes, less fouls, better defensive field goal percentage this year. Obviously, I've complained a lot about things that I wanted to see from him, his offense, his maturity, whether he's or not, he needs to fix it anyway. But he was one of the best offensive centers in the league. And I'm sorry, offensive rebounding. Sorry, offensive rebounding. Before somebody takes that rosary. Offensive rebounding centers in the league. And we saw yesterday, Capella had like 18, rebounds. Obviously, probably in the playoffs, if you get a Drummond, you have to account for a Drummond and a Tatum, barging in and crashing the boards. That could definitely be an issue. Can the Knicks even get to the playoffs?
Without Mitch?
Without Mitch.
I think they can. It makes the job a lot tougher, obviously. I think they could still get to the playoffs without Mitch. When I looking at the teams that are below us, right? Charlotte, they're not real big.
But Charlotte got Miles and PJ. You got some sizable forwards who can be aggressive on the boards.
They got, of guys that are really playing. Who? Bismack Biyombo? Is he playing?
Yeah, Bismack. I think Bismack was playing. He played against. He had some spurts with
right.
Melo.
Yeah, he's 6'8". Jalen. The tallest guy is Nick Richards. I don't even know. Yeah, he's 7 foot.
Who?
Cody Zeller's out, right?
Cody Zeller. Okay. Let me see. Trying to check the roster now. Yeah, they got LaMelo. Miles Bridges, Bismack, PJ. Yeah, Cody Zeller, I believe, is out. Nick Richards, Vernon Carey, but he doesn't. I think he's in the G League. So they're not even depend on him. Regarding their rebounding, they're 12th in the league in total rebounds, 4th in offensive rebounds. So 23rd in defensive. So yeah, a team like Charlotte. Sutu City for real for the $5 super chat says, did Mitch get the surgery? And he was talking about, shout out to our two guys, You guys keep doing what you do. Salute to you. Thank you so much, City for Real, for the $5 super chat. Yes, he did have the surgery today, I believe, and he's going to be out indefinitely. They said they're going to check after the All-Star break. So hopefully. But yeah, you had Gibson and Noel have 4 fouls against the Hawks.
Yeah.
Granted,
right.
Trae Young with the whole cheating crap or with the refs, but that's an issue. And Obi Toppin ain't ready yet. We're going to talk about Obi Toppin in a little bit, but those guys ain't ready to. I don't think those guys are enough.
I think we can learn more when we play Orlando tomorrow.
Yes.
Because you're playing one of the best centers in the league. So I think we'll learn more about how well we can. I'm not even worried about them scoring anything on the offensive side, just how they can defend.
Right. I can agree with you because Vucevic for all his career has tortured the Knicks. I guess since he's been drafted by the Magic, he's always found a way to destroy the Knicks. And I just want to look up his splits against the Knicks, at least for last year. Because like every time you always look up and this dude is mollywopping the Knicks. So let me see. For his career, for his career is actually good against everybody. But for his career, wow. 18.7 points, 11 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Shooting, what the hell? 48.7% from 3, 57% from the field, 83% from the line. Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, Vucevic ain't nothing to play with, man.
No.
And we're gonna see a lot more centers like that, man. The only team may not see a center like that is the Nets. You got DeAndre, but he's not that. Because you think about it, Embiid, and the Celtics. I was assuming they'll get drummed, but say they don't obviously have one. But let me see on the East.
In the East, I don't think there's a lot of teams that have crazy centers in the East. Of course, Philadelphia does, Milwaukee does, Brooklyn, if they get DeAndre Drummond, will. The Pacers, they're big, so that could be troublesome, right? Because they got Bam DeMontis Sabonis and Miles Turner, so they're big.
They got Hornets. You say, but they offensive rebound well, and they got the 2 front court guys, PJ and Miles. Raptors, they don't got a.
No.
What else? I don't even know the Bulls. No. Heat, Bam, and
he got Bam.
Dirty Olynyk. So I don't know. Maybe we can stop. We can survive in each. We gotta move up into that safe 5-4 spot if we can. The Celtics right now 13-13, pace right now 14-14. But I think the Celtics, they had Kemba was hurt and then also Tatum was hurt, so they might go on a run. A lot of teams coming into this so-called NBA. A lot of teams start off slow, so the Knicks got to keep it up because.
Right. I think the Knicks realistically, without making any other moves, could look towards this 5th seed and say, let's try to get the 5th seed. Because I don't think Indiana's going to create any more separation. That's what I think.
Really?
Realistically, I think they could look towards that. I wouldn't want to be in the 6th seed. If you want to try to get to the second round, you don't want to be in the 6th seed, the 7th seed, or the 8th seed. I take it, but if you can get to that 5th seed, you might have a chance against the Celtics.
Right. But again, guys, when we beat the Celtics, they did not have Tatum. I'm just saying Tatum. I get you, sir. I'm just saying Tatum. Tatum is a beast, but good thing that if we played them, Kemba has been kind of struggling coming back, so that could be a boom for us. But I want to get to Obi Toppin. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, but look, defensively, I know they didn't have Tatum, and we're playing better defensively now than we were playing then, and we're not going to beat them by 30, whatever we beat them again. But we've been doing a good job. Even when we lose games, we lose it because we can't score. Most of the time when we lose, but we still hold the opposing team to 10 points under their average or something like that. So, I do believe in our defense. The thing is going to be when you get down into that crunch time, can you match who's going to be able to put the ball in the hole?
Wow. Celtics are beating Nuggets right now, by the way. And Nuggets ain't no joke. We got mollywopped by the Nuggets, killed the Celtics without Tatum. So hey, like I said, man, Tatum is he's one of those guys. But last one, I forgot to compare.
You said who's getting what?
Oh, Nuggets are getting destroyed by the Celtics. That's what
it's 93-84. They making it up.
93-84. No, actually, that was me putting the sauce in it because I said Joey said they're getting beat, so I apologize for that, man. But look, this guy, he's trying. Look, Tatum. I'm taking Tatum over Randle, but Randle is a good player, man. He's been coming along. But I forgot to ask this one, the most important comparison: Randle or Kristaps Porzingis?
Oh, I'm taking Randle easy. If you've seen highlights of KP, he can't even play defense now.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
And you know, the funniest thing, they put him in the post now. They dump him a lot in the post. After Carlisle said, he's going to have him as this, just have him on the three in this perimeter play, they dump him in the post because, again, I don't think they don't want him moving around too much. Just get him in the post low. Every game,
he can't even. I see him on defense, and guys are just going past him like whoop whoop, and I'm like, wow, it looks bad. He looks real bad on defense.
That's why I said it's Steve Mills.
I'm so glad we don't have that guy now.
Is Steve Mills one of the most underrated GMs?
Yeah, right.
I'm not even gonna finish that. I mean, Steve, but put like this, a broken clock strikes right twice, right? A day or something.
Right.
So, I mean, with KP, it is what it is. But, yeah, KP he is not worth that money. They're going to move on from him. He's actually doing okay now in the past few games. But, it was looking like, and granted, Luka's been having a ridiculous stretch of games. But every time I look up, not ESPN, I don't even watch, but all these publications, Bleach Report, the Mavericks need a second playmaker, score. And it's like, I thought KP was supposed to be this. You don't pay him $150-something million to be a third or fourth best option. So, actually, the person who's actually more dependable to him is actually your boy THJ. If you watch him, like third or he's actually like closing out games, like hitting big shots. Like what the hell? This Knicks. So I must have been coaching this whole time. Imagine if we had Tom Thibodeau 2-3 years ago
with KP.
Would this team would have been different?
Who did we have 2-3 years ago?
KP, your best friend Frank. I mean, he's still here, but Vanley, Hazonia, Moutier. The light skin dude with the hair. He's on the Mavericks now.
Short point guard.
Courtney? No, it's not Courtney. What the hell is this guy's name?
Courtney Lee's not in the league now.
No, he's in the league. He's one of the. He's one with like that weird shot. Played in the Magic.
Isn't that Courtney Lee?
Courtney Lee. Oh, okay, Courtney Lee.
But he's not. I don't think he's with the Magic. I don't think he's in the league right now.
Oh, he's not. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing.
Damn. Trey Burke was also there.
Trey Burke.
Is that a playoff team? KP, Frank.
No, it's not a playoff team.
Holy crap, that's definitely not a playoff team. But I want to ask you about this, man.
Yeah, he might have worked. Tom Thibodeau might have worked when it was Derrick Rose, Melo, KP, and them guys. They might have made the playoffs.
Because you say because Carmelo, you don't know.
I mean,
because first of all, Carmelo still needed 2-3 more seasons to turn into the disciplined Carmelo he is now. So he made.
But Tom Thibodeau might have expedited that. I don't know. He might have did it with Tom Thibodeau, and Derrick Rose wouldn't have went AWOL. Right? He wouldn't have went AWOL because he would have been here with Tom Thibodeau. We would have had somebody that he can gravitate towards. That's the reason why he came back to the basic reason why he came back to New York now.
This is sad, man. Look at this is sad. What? This is pathetic. You're making every excuse to put Melo in a good light. He said
they would have made the playoffs. I think they would have made the playoffs that year with Tom Thibodeau as the coach. I think they would have.
Okay, which team? What was the team that Woody had? That was no, that wasn't Woody's team, right? That was Hornacek's team, was it?
That was Hornacek's team. And they were trying to run a triangle.
The one where Woody almost
the
made
season
the playoffs.
before that. That was the season with Melo, JR. It was the last of those guys. Melo, JR. I think Tyson Chandler was still on the team. Yeah, Chandler.
Does that team make the playoffs with Tom Thibodeau?
I think without the injuries, they would have made the playoffs with Woody.
Right. Exactly.
So
Tom Thibodeau bring in discipline. You have a JR who he did play good that 1 year in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, I think that team, with the injuries, would it have been the same way? I don't know. Maybe he could have inched out. Maybe he could have etched out a few more wins, right? Because clearly, he's a better tactician than Mike Woodson, right? So maybe he could have eked out. How many wins? How many games were we out of the playoffs that season?
Let me see. That was just going back, and then another one back.
Man,
another one
hold
back.
up. Wait a minute.
I forgot about Derek Fisher.
That was way back in 2013-14. Shoosh.
Yeah. Yep. We were
37-45.
Finished third in the Atlantic Division. Where did I see the standings? Hold on, let me see. 2013, 2014 summary. All right. Let's see. The Knicks were. I just want to see the standings. Come on. All right. Eastern Conference. We're third in Atlantic. But I wish you'd just give me the playoff. What's the name?
Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't do the playoffs, does it? The playoff teams were the worst playoff team in the Eastern Conference at that time was the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, wow.
They were 38-44, and the Knicks were what were they? 37 and 45.
Wow.
I think we probably get in with Tom Thibodeau.
Wow.
He can get us 2 more wins.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
you think he can get us 2 to 3 more wins, Tom Thibodeau, at least?
Wow.
Man.
Damn. Wow. That is wow. Damn.
Yeah, that's tough, right? Because we went on a crazy run at the end of that season.
Yep. Yes, we did.
We were
right there. And it was weird because it's like Woody was set. I don't want to say he was set, but it was like, he was a lame duck. And he probably put his best performance into, what I mean?
Yep.
So salute to Woody. And by the way, on your show, I just want to clear this up. I didn't mean to say Tom Thibodeau was a lame duck. I just felt I was trying to say that this new regime, I think that they want to instill their own UK CAA blood, right? I think that couldn't do it. You probably couldn't convince James Dolan, right? It wouldn't have been an easy convincing to say, hey, I want to bring my own guy in Johnny Bryant and Kenny Payne and have them be the coach and assistant coach, right? And that's not to say that using Tom Thibodeau was almost like how can I put it? He adds that credibility, right? And it's a win-win for them, right? Tom Thibodeau comes in, gives them credibility, they win, that's great. If he doesn't, they can move on to their succession plan and their own blood, and they already have their own blood there to kind of soak it in, get that experience. So if and when Tom Thibodeau retires or moves on, they have him there. What do you think about that? Not to say it was lame duck. Lame duck was a bad wording, but because it doesn't. If you're gonna allow Tom Thibodeau to do this thing, you allow him to bring in his whole coaching staff. I mean, he obviously has some guys from his old regime, but you give him. It feels like you give him more carte blanche to do whatever he wants versus kind of what they're doing now with this integration of UK freaking coaches.
I mean, I think Johnny Bryant probably is going to be, looked at as whenever Tom Thibodeau is either resigned or fired would be the next up. But I think they probably, I just don't think that they just said, here, these are the guys that you're going to have. I think it was a team, they sat down and talked about it, and they said, well, we like these guys too. Would you consider having such and such and such? Look, he wanted Derrick Rose. They went and got him Derrick Rose.
True.
We wanted Taj Gibson over whoever the guy is that they were looking at signing. It wasn't just Tyson Chandler. There was another guy that I read. He ended up signing with Brooklyn, I think. And the Knicks were looking at him, but he was like, no, get me Taj. They took Taj Gibson.
I think winning too is like, damn, you got to not say they wouldn't have, but it's like you got to give them the pieces. And maybe they were trying to gear up for a trade or leave that flexibility. But it's almost as if like, yeah, we just allow Tom Thibodeau to get these little ingredients here and there and see how far we can get with these, the Tajes and the Derrick Roses, because we're overachieving right now, but we can't get that. The market is not buying, going to fall for a strike.
Yeah, because isn't Tom Thibodeau part of that CAA family?
I think so.
Yeah, he's part of that CAA family. I think him and Leon Rose good, man. I think, as a matter of fact, I don't even think Leon Rose considered anybody else. I think Tom Thibodeau was his guy.
Maybe
on that front.
It is, but bringing a Johnny Bryant, you don't take away the two guys, at least Johnny Bryant, and Kenny Payne, and who seem to be the backbone behind that UK team, because they ain't doing nowhere near as good as without those guys. And not everybody, but a few people did swear by them regarding their coaching for the team. So I don't know, man. I'm not saying Tom Thibodeau has to look behind his back, but he just got to keep winning.
I agree with that. It's got to keep winning for sure.
And salute to everybody. But let's get to Obi Toppin. Your boy Obi Toppin was giving Derrick Rose some praise. He said the pace that Derrick plays at, I love that pace. Toppin said via Mark Berman of New York Post. We played at that pace all year when I was at Dayton, just running up and down. I feel like when we get the ball out in transition, it's hard to stop us. Every time we get a rebound, we look for Derrick. We look for quickly, and we run the floor as fast as we can. We got some young legs. Now, obviously, he's issuing on EP. I'm only joking. He's not. But a guy like Obi Toppin, will he always – I think that the way Tom Thibodeau was kind of development on the perimeter, have him set constant picks, moving around, even when Derrick Rose wasn't here, I thought that was the right way to develop him, working his weaknesses. And then some of his strengths, running the floor, pick and roll as a primary role man. Those things are a little bit more easier to work on. Obviously, his post-up game needs a lot of work too, but just running the floor, do you think that's the proper way, from a coaching standpoint, what do you prefer? Having a guy who I think is not Knox's level of low confidence, having a guy work on his weaknesses or have him, basically work towards his strengths?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, do you think what do you think is the best way to develop a guy like Obi Toppin come from college? Because you talked about this when he got drafted about how he's a little bit older, but you did say that you saw some things with him that you liked. Is it better to play Obi Toppin with pace or try to work on his weaknesses in more the slower pace half court game?
I think from the beginning, we're not at the beginning. I think with him, wherever he's comfortable, you try to get him where he's comfortable and then bring him in to focus on those weaknesses. But I think you want to try to get him playing confident first. You know what I'm saying? Just being confident and comfortable on the floor, and then start saying, okay, let's work on some of these things that you're not that good at. This jump hook and finding ways to post you up and doing some of those things. Now, I think that's just a good way to go about it, at least because if you start off doing what he's comfortable with, he gets some confidence being on the court, gets comfortable being out there, then you can start to put him into some other positions, I think.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
With Derrick Rose, Lord, we got to get a point guard next year. I know EP's your guy, but I just need a point guard who could play a little bit more pace. Because you watch Derrick Rose, man, and you saw it in the
he's not my guy. He's not. I'm not like hell bent like we got to do this with. We got to do this and that with EP. I just some people listen. He's got a lot of downfalls to his game. But I don't blame every loss on him, and I don't credit every win to him. You know what I mean? But you get people that are like that. As a matter of fact, he's been playing well lately.
Yeah, he's been playing well lately.
He's been playing well lately. But you get a lot of people that want to credit every single thing going on, anything that's bad to overpaid, and just like
how they do RJ. But I mean, fair enough.
He's not the sole purpose of every loss.
Not at all. Not at all. Not even close to it. So, last but not least, just real quick, most important topic of the night. And by the way, I believe you're covering Judas and the Black Messiah tonight, right?
Yeah, it's gonna depend on what time Tony gets out. So we'll see what happens. I haven't heard from him yet, so
that's not gonna be on Front Stoop, right? Because
it's gonna be on. It's gonna be recorded and then uploaded. So it'll be on like Twitch and then uploaded to the YouTube channel. Because Apple, you don't want to put their 2 cents in. So and give me a strike for something that everybody else has already been doing. I don't know. For whatever reason, they think that I took it from theirs, and I didn't. I took it from somebody else.
That's not necessarily. If you put it that way, So guys, definitely please look out for that, man. Juice and the Black Priest, definitely a good movie. Lakeith Stanfield did his thing, man. Kaluuya did his thing too, but I think Lakeith Stanfield stole the show with that movie. Definitely a talented actor, so look out for that movie breakdown between Sim and then Tony Crow. Also, please subscribe to Tony Crow's channel. Knicks and Nixon? Is it Knicks? It's not Nixon. It's Nixon.
Nixon Bruises. Nixon Bruises.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Nixon Tears, Nixon Pain. It's not that. He's definitely he's interviewing people to talk about their worst hurtful Nick moments. I actually have to get up with him because he asked me. We have to set up a time, but obviously, I became callous in like the early 2000s, but definitely in the 90s, man, there's definitely some painful moments. So guys, please look out for that. Nicks and bruises. But the most important thing, man, at least on my channel, you gotta talk about this again, man. Why was Melo a superstar again? I just want to understand.
Melo was a superstar, man.
That's why.
Melo was a superstar.
What was your criteria again? I didn't.
Melo was a superstar. I said there's stars. You got stars. All-star players. You got your superstars. Then you got all NBA players. And I think there's a big distinction between all NBA players and superstars.
You haven't said the criteria. What is the criteria between superstar and
Well, so when you have a star, you have a guy who's a star, is a good player in the NBA, be an all-star and this and that. Superstars normally are very popular.
Okay.
Right? Very popular players. Right? So you ask a kid, is Damian Lillard a superstar? They're like, yeah, he's a superstar. Why? Because they see him on TV, they see this, they see that. Right? And then you have your all NBA players. Now, your all NBA players separate your superstars because this is the creme de la creme. You know what I'm saying? This is the creme de la creme. You got your all NBA players. That's the way I see it. I don't look at superstar as being, is this guy that's the LeBrons and the Kawhis and this and that. To me, those are the all NBA players. Your LeBrons, Kawhis, Anthony Davis, those are all NBA. I think to me, a superstar is something different, right? Let me give you an example. Let's talk about rap music. Let's talk about hip hop music. Vanilla Ice was a superstar. Was he not?
But see,
was he a superstar? Was Vanilla Ice a superstar?
He was an industry plant, so he was just going to get exposure anyway.
But he was a superstar, right? Not everybody, but he was a superstar. He was this big superstar. He's not a legend.
My definition would give, because
he's not a legend, right? So, your legends are, Rakim. And I mean, if you look at the people back in his day, who's back in his day? I don't even know when he was, but he's not a legend like your Rakims or Big Daddy Kane's or Nas and Jay-Z. He's not a legend like those guys, but he was a superstar.
You see, my definition of superstar is mostly on the court. And obviously, if you do this on the court, probably 10 times out of 10, you're going to become a mega, marketing type of star, right? Outside of Kawhi Leonard, just because Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. A superstar to me is a superlative player who dominates on either both ends or on one end, usually typically the offense, but that they like their style of game impacts and changes the way the game is played. Michael Jordan changed the way the game was played. Shaq changed the way the way the game was played. LeBron changed the way. Steph Curry, even Kawhi Leonard. Even it's not to say he's he did something. It's like his style of play. You can carve it out in like the time of basketball. Say they had this piece of dominance where they could not be stopped, and whether it be championships, whether it just be impact. Like even Allen Iverson, who never won a championship. But his style of play, not bringing forward, but bringing back, making the crossover, making that more of a viable move. Like Tim Hardaway, you had guys, Rod Strickland could cross you over, but Allen Iverson, did that with the crossover. I mean, when I look at Melo,
I look at those guys though. Well, before you say it, I look at those guys as all time.
That's what a superstar.
I just look at superstars a little bit as something. The superstar. I just look at that as a marketing thing. A marketing thing, right? You used to have your superstars of the WWF, and they had the cartoons on TV and stuff like that. It's a marketing thing, But your all NBA, all time players are the greats on the court, in my opinion.
This guy Sim thinks he's slick. This is
in my opinion, your all-time greats on the court are all NBA, then your guys that changed the game to me are all time.
What this guy Sim thinks he's slick. He changed it. They didn't change, excuse me. He didn't change it, but it's like okay, then now we can put it like this. So then Melo, was he an all-time player?
An all-time player? Like that game?
All NBA, all whatever, all-time. I don't say you didn't say legend, you said all-time, all.
So like you got the all NBA players, and then you got
I said. So you think he's slick? So you think he's slick?
What? I said you guys.
I said. What
you said? You said like your guys like Iverson, Steph Curry, Shaq, Michael Jordan, LeBron that changed the game. To me, that's an all-time player.
Okay, yes, all-time player.
All time, like it changed because you were playing one way at this time, and then when this guy came in the league, you had to change it. So to me, it's an all-time player, like all time.
Is Melo an all-time player?
No, we didn't have to change the game for Melo.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm just how objective you said Vanilla Ice is a legend. All right, guys, come on.
What happened? Who said that?
I can't pronounce his name. Luca Walker Vision. He said Vanilla Ice is a legend. Stop, man. Y'all ever see that movie Vanilla Ice was in it? Holy crap, man. I watched it. I don't know why I watched this. I don't know why I like bad movies, but I remember it wasn't TNT. It was someplace. Holy crap. It's one of the worst movies I ever seen. He said great movie. No, you may be talking about Judas and the Black Priest. Yes, guys, please look out for that video that soon be doing with Tony Kroos and Judas and the Black Priest. I actually want the movie to be longer, but it is what it is. People have short attention span.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great movie. And then right after that, I went down this rabbit hole of just watching these movies.
These documentaries
the other day. Just like after that, I watched this American Skin.
American Skin. What was American?
It's got dang, I can't think of the guy's name.
American Skin. Hold on.
But it was good though.
A Birth of a Nation. Nate Parker.
Yeah. Nate Parker. Yeah. And he actually wrote it and directed it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he wrote directed Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, it was good. It was it's about this guy who he got pulled over by the police, and his son was in the car, and his son pulled out a cell phone and this and that, and his son got shot. Right, got shot and killed, and they went to court. And when they went to court, they found the police officer. He got off on the charges. He was acquitted of all charges. So he got a group of guys together, and they went to the police station, and they held all the police hostage in the police station, and they put the guy on trial in the police station. Right, they let the inmates out of the cell, and they were the jury. Right, and then they interrogated the police officer. Right, you gotta see it. It's good.
He'll be like my cousin and mess it up because my cousin loves doing it. Yo, I'm not gonna tell you. He'll tell you. I'm like, yo, bro, I just asked you not to.
Right.
Because oh damn, I think I already know this go. It's on HBO Max, right?
It's on Prime. I think it's on Prime. Yeah.
All right, cool. Definitely gonna check it out. But Sim, this was fun, man. You'll be on tomorrow for a pregame, right?
Yep, 3:30. Yeah,
3:30 p.m. And guys, if you didn't check out the episode today, very spirited debates.
Check that out.
And other things. I don't know how it goes. I try to be quiet and only answer once. And it's like I'll say
it's starting getting crazy.
I gotta control myself. It's like I try to be quiet, and then Kevin might say something like, "Look at Guillermo." I'm like, I'm not even good. I'm not even doing anything. Please,
you guys got to go check that out, man. Because once we started talking about Draymond Green and his comments about players and teams, and that's all I'll tell you. Just go check it out. The rest,
guys, please check it out. Guys, on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. But guys, we'll be I guess Thursday, and we should have some times on Thursday, and the game is canceled on Saturday too.
Yep.
The whole COVID Spurs issue. So I guess we're going to be talking about that one Magic game for some time because the next game will be Monday. Monday against the.
No, we play. So we play tomorrow. Tomorrow, and then Sunday we play whoever we play Sunday. Minnesota. Yeah, and then I think we play Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday against the Warriors. The Warriors will be another interesting one because that'll be a team we see again. So we beat them the first time. Obviously, Draymond Green, Shrek, he messed up that game. But until then, guys, please be subscribed to your channels. Batman's the Knicks, Barnes, Tears tonight, 11:45. Obviously, NBK, be subscribed. Be looking out for the pregame tomorrow as well as the postgame. Be subscribed to get that as well. Until then, see you guys. I'll be covering the game tomorrow. If you can join me, we greatly appreciate it. But until then, see you guys. Peace. Salute. God bless.
Peace.
Actually, let me see. Yeah.